Right, I think if we make a start now. So thank you for joining us for our virtual subject information evening. My name is Sophie Watson and I'm the designer and digital marketing coordinator here at East Coast College. Just to make you all aware that we will be recording this session. That is just so that students that were unable to attend this evening can log on and view. In this session, we will be covering engineering and energy, and our tutors, Alan and Simon, will give you a little bit more information about the courses that we offer here and answer some of your questions at the end. There's a Q&A box just at the bottom of your screen. So if you do have any questions throughout the session, just feel free to pop them in there and then we'll visit them at the end. I'll now hand you over to Alan and Simon, who's going to talk to you a little bit about our courses.
Okay, thank you, Sophie. And good evening and welcome. So I'll just introduce myself. My name's Alan Wagner. I'm the curriculum manager for engineering, motor vehicle and welding, and I'll be just running through the courses that we've got on offer. So engineering is one of the biggest areas at East Coast College, not only in total student numbers, but also in recent growth as well. Hopefully you're aware there's been quite a lot of major infrastructure programs going on, not just on land, but off the coast of Lowestoft and Great Yarmouth. And we've been very fortunate to be part of that from the early stages. So the engineering courses have developed over the last 10 years, and we currently offer all engineering programs at level 3. And with that, what we actually require is all learners to have a grade 4 in English and maths, and preferably also science as well. However, if your son or daughter doesn't meet those grades, that doesn't mean there isn't a place for them. So what we also have is some preparation courses that work around the whole faculty with the aim of improving the English and maths, with the ultimate aim of any learner being able to leave ECC on the appropriate course with the appropriate qualification for the career that they want. So to give you a bit of an idea of the engineering program, it will run either 2 or 3 days a week. Now, that may seem unusual for some, that it's a full-time program and only runs for that period of time. But because your son or daughter wouldn't be studying English and maths, they wouldn't need to restudy that. So that gives them some additional time. What we really push for is that anybody that's on any of our programs engages with local industry and tries to gain some work experience, specifically in engineering would be great. However, any other area where they can pick up part-time work will actually enhance their employability and behavioural skills. So the program that would be studied, there is 3 years in options. There's year 1, there's year 2, and there's year 3. So year 1 covers the basic engineering principles. So we'd start with engineering health and safety, which is key for the sector. And then it'd also look at engineering science and maintenance planning and techniques. Year 2 goes on further, and it then looks more deeply into the science and electrical electronic principles, engineering maths, and builds on the foundation created in year 1. The 3rd year program is designed for those learners that want to go into higher education. So the idea of that unit is to go for advanced elements. So there'd be advanced science, maths, electrical principles, hydraulics, pneumatics that would then be covered. The unit selection allow for the learner to be able to start with us at 16 and continue all the way through into a level 6 degree program, which is delivered by the same staff that would be involved with them from day 1 of coming to college. So they've got the opportunity to study for BEng in engineering at East Coast College, and 1 year would continue into the next. So everything is designed to allow the learner to be able to do that. However, we also recognise that some learners want to then have an apprenticeship and then go directly in at that stage. Learners can move into an apprenticeship at any point within their programme. That could be after the first 3 months of starting the program, and they could then flip over into an apprenticeship. It could be within the last 2 months of their third year or anywhere in between. Again, carefully consider the curriculum, working with local employers to ensure that everything that they undertake can be also moved across into an apprenticeship standard, of which currently we're working with about 250 engineering apprentices across a whole host of sectors, to allow for the best possible outcomes for everyone. So again, when you're looking to consider that, there obviously is other engineering options available within the local area. But what do ECC offer that is enhanced, slightly different to other providers? So any learner that's undertaking engineering has the opportunity to do a 4-week paid internship through the Ogden Trust. That is something that we've been running now for the last 5 years. Year on year, we're getting more and more learners involved in that program. This year, learners will be working virtually because of COVID, but they'll be working directly with either Siemens Scottish Power, James Fisher Group, or Vattenfall on a 4-week project. These are open for any learner to apply that's currently studying at ECC, and again, there's a selection process to get through. Successful learners that have gone through that have also then been able to enhance themselves further. 2 years ago, one learner then presented their project at the offshore wind skills event that was a national event, and they were a keynote speaker at that. So again, it opens up the pathway to the wider employer perspective. So again, when we then consider where you can go, so you've got either your 1 year to 3 year program. As I said, you can go into HE. The study program is designed to not be specific to one area. And again, this came from employer feedback. You will cover a wide range of units that allow learners to be able to diversify once they've found an employer or a sector that they like. And then the apprenticeship standard would be the specialism training that they then undertake. Any elements that they've already taken at college get moved across in a process, so they're not having to repeat work, they just enhance work at a slightly different standard. Hopefully that's given you a good idea of the routes. Engineering is huge. There's some really good opportunities for learners regionally with offshore wind, the potential of Sizewell C moving forward, the 2 bridge builds in Yarmouth and Lowestoft, and for any learners that then want to progress into higher education, there's higher apprenticeships and there's degree apprenticeships, which are all available at ECC. So hopefully that's answered your questions. Please put any more in the chat, and we'll see if we can get them all answered. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you for that, Alan. So that brings us to the end of our presentation. So if you do have any questions, please pop them in the Q&A box below. I'm just going to have a look to see if we have any at the moment. Right, there we go. So just got a couple. So feel free to jump in, Alan or Simon, to answer these. So someone has asked, what engineering facilities do we have?
Okay, so we've got a really wide choice. We're very fortunate across both campuses. So from an engineering perspective, we have materials labs, electrical electronics labs, a machine shop, which is all industry standards with CNC milling and turning machines. We have CAD facilities. We also have access at the Lowestoft campus to the Energy Skills Centre, where we have a purpose-built facility with hydraulics and pneumatics alongside a sort of 4-bay area with PLCs, panel wiring facilities, bench fitting, marine engines. There's a whole huge array of different facilities. So I'm going to sound slightly boastful on this one. I don't think there's anybody else in the local area that's got the wide range of facilities that we currently have. And that's also then met with the types of employers that we're working with as well. And we're constantly looking to evolve.
Perfect, thank you. So we've just got another one. Someone's just asked, are there any trips? And they've also mentioned work experience as well. So I don't know if you could have a little bit more detail about those.
Yep. Okay, so living in the perfect non-COVID world where we were able to access each course, we aim to get them at least 2 trips. So, for example, learners would go to Sizewell B Power Station. We've had learners go to Bacton Gas Terminal. When Seajacks are in port at Great Yarmouth, we've been able to go on one of the jack-up vessels. We've also been to RPC and done factory tours, and we also have guest speakers coming in as well. We're fortunate that we also have a lot of apprentices that were full-time learners that have then gone through that are now more than happy to come back in and support learners as well. So they'll come in and talk about their own experiences. So yeah, in a COVID world, every learner should get at least 2 trips. We haven't been able to do that over the last 18 months, but yeah, fingers crossed we can get back out there. Work experience, yeah, again, it's probably one of the biggest things that we want all of our learners to be able to do. It's also probably one of the hardest, in the sense that the amount of learners that we have and access. So we do ask for any learners to try and get some work experience themselves. We've got a dedicated team that work with employers, and we try and find spaces for as many learners as we possibly can. And we will continue to get there until we've got 100%, because it's such a valuable thing. So I always say it to any groups, if you know somebody who's in the area that you want to go into, please ask if you can get some work experience. We've had some very successful programs with Birdseye, for one, where they were taking learners on a rotation, and we normally find that as soon as learners get there, they are able to prove themselves and then pick up apprenticeships off the back. So again, yes, it's something we really want to be able to do more of.
Great, thank you. So we've had someone that's obviously had a look at our website and they've seen that the engineering courses mention the Duke of Edinburgh. Is that something that all students get access to, or do they have to do it?
Yeah, so it's something which we introduced to all first-year students this year, and it's been really successful on working on the employability side. So we've developed the Bronze Award to support the individual development of each learner. This coming week, we've got our first trip going out and doing the expedition element of that whole kind of growth area around the person. So every first year we get an opportunity to do bronze. Then using the enrichment program at the college, we then allow the learners the opportunity to further develop that into silver and to bronze. If learners have already completed the bronze, there's the opportunity to go straight on to silver, working with the same team. So yeah, again, another thing from employers, where they were looking for enhancements on CVs. So we were finding that learners might have the same qualifications, similar, and employers wanting to know, what have they done extra? Where have they done some volunteering? Where have they done some charity work? So again, it's just enriching that learner's CV.
Perfect, thank you. We've just had another one as well. Do we know how many days a week that engineering students are actually at college?
So it will depend on the learner's timetable. They're on average, they'll be on site for around about 14 hours a week. Now that potentially will be broken down either into 2 days, possibly 3 days. It could be spread over 4. It depends really on timetabling, but we do try and keep it so they've got the opportunity to pick up part-time work. As I kind of said earlier, picking up part-time work experience really does enable the learner to then enhance their CV and job prospects moving forward. So we'll do everything to limit the amount of days on campus, but in respect of hours, the hours will always be the same. And it's around about 14 hours of contact on site, plus lunch hours and whatever in there as well.
Perfect, great. So I think might be the final question. So someone has asked, will there be a normal open evening to discuss one-to-one options with a tutor? So the answer is yes to that. We're hoping that our open events in June can go ahead. We are hosting one on the 23rd of June. That's at our Lowestoft campus. That's an evening one, so that's 5 till 7. And then we've also got one on the 24th of June at our Great Yarmouth campus, the same times again, 5 till 7. If you did want to have a look at just some more information about that or book onto that, if you just head over to our website and head to the events and enrolment tab, the information is just underneath there, and then you can book your place through there, and you can come and speak to Alan and Simon in person about the courses that we offer at East Coast College. So I think that brings us to the end of our questions. So thank you for joining us this evening. If you haven't already applied, please head over to our website. You can take a look at all of the courses that we offer, and you can pop your application form through on there as well. If you do find that you have any questions, or if you need any support with your application, please email us. The email is just on screen, so it's hereToHelp@eastcoast.ac.uk. Oh, just had another question come through. Is the presentation available offline? So once we're finished here this evening, we will download them, and it might take us a couple of days to get them up, but they'll be available on our YouTube channel. So if you just type in East Coast College, that will come up, but I'll make sure that we post a link on our social media channels as well, so you can see it through that way. But if you do have any questions, again, please contact us on our email on the screen, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you have a great evening.
Thank you.